back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are growing one big family. Thanks to all of yous. And I am so grateful and humbled by your beautiful comments and your uplifting messages. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to just touch a few things. So if the video is too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, you can turn on your CC closed caption. And you can read whatever stitch I call out down here, take notes, pause the video, and you take it from there. It makes it more easier for people that have a hard time to follow YouTube. I also would like to mention that I do have a crochet group on Facebook. It's a private group. I will leave the links below if you want to be part of my group. We're a bunch of beautiful ladies. You're more than welcome as long as you have a profile. There's a lot of scammers going on to the crochet groups right now, and especially with the links that says bit or cut. Don't open those links up. Those are scammers that go through your computer, through your phone, and steal every identity possible from you. So be very careful on that. I also would like to mention, if you'd like to donate to help out the women in need for thread, please do so. Below the video, there's a little bag with a $sign. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Also, in the description box, there's my PayPal account. You can donate there, whatever amount you'd like. Or if you have extra thread and extra yarn, you can contact me through Instagram message, email me. You can contact me through the Facebook group. I also have a Facebook page and TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me if you'd like to send out the thread or the yarn to these women that are desperately in need of it. I will send you their name and their address. You're more than welcome to do that, and we're grateful and humbled by it. Thank you so much. So most of the time I use a 3.5 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. And 99.9% of the time I use 4-ply 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. It's equivalent, the same thing as Aunt Lydia, number 3 cotton thread. Okay, just a little tiny little bit thinner, but not by much. So we're going to get started. I want to thank every single one of you again. I also would like to mention at the beginning of my videos, when I first started 2 years ago, I did not know how to call the stitch names in English. So the first couple of dozen of videos, they're not well recorded. First, the app was terrible, so it's half screens, horrible. And because I did not know the name, I would just, explain it my own way that I knew how. And I apologize for that. But if you go through some of those videos and you are creating those pieces, because there's some of you that have been texting me on it and questioning me, please feel free to ask any questions. I am here to help you. Some of them I have recreated, of course, with the proper codes for the stitch calling. Some of them I still have to create. I just haven't had any time for it. But don't hesitate. Question me, and I will answer you ASAP. We're going to get started. Thank you so much, everybody, okay? And, of course, if you have not subscribed, please do so and hit that bell notification for new uploads to be notified of the new videos that I bring out every week, okay? Okay, everyone. So today we're going to create a centerpiece for the leaves and flowers that I had done the tutorial on yesterday. And we're going to start doing the centerpiece, then to adapt all of these leaves and flowers onto the pattern. Now, with these leaves, okay, there's 7 leaves on each one. We're going to need 4 of them, not 4, sorry, 6 of them the same way. And you can go the length you'd like on the string, but I suggest you don't go too long because we need to put them at the edge of the pattern. So we need 6 of these. We need 4 rosebuds. I will leave the link below in case you missed it. And we'll need 4 flowers, which I'll leave the link below also for you to create. I suggest you should do these little things first and then go into the centerpiece. And then once you're done with the centerpiece, all you have to do is hot gun glue, which you will need. The hot gun glue, make sure that your glue is clear transparent. need 8 of these single leaves, which I'll leave the link below also for you to create them. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So we'll need 4 of these, 4 flowers, and I did add some pearls on them. And we need 6 of these long leaves. Okay, so we're going to get started. I use 100% cotton thread. I'll be using the white, also the yellow, and also brown. Thought I had it near me, but I didn't. So I'll be using this brown also. Okay, so 3.5 hook, or 3 if you'd like to have your stitch a little bit more tighter if you're a loose crocheter, a pair of scissors, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. I also, at the end, use laundry softener to block my pattern. So I pretty much spray everywhere. I stretch it out, let it dry in a dry, flat surface, and it comes out just perfect. Okay? So like I said, these are all 100% cotton thread. You can use Aunt Lydia number 3 if you don't have, in case you don't have the means to get to it because you're at an island and it's very hard and islands are very limited on threads. You can double or triple your Aunt Lydia number 10 and take it from there. Okay? Or you can use yarn, whatever you'd like to do. Okay? Okay, so let's get started on here. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. I also would like to mention, before I forget, first and foremost, this design creation, it is not my design. It's our dear friend, Maria Jose, which I'll leave the link below. She's extremely amazing. She's from Brazil and has been on TV quite a few times showing her patterns, very delicate patterns. Now, you know me, normally I don't create the same thing as people. I like to do my own thing and create my own designs. But her pattern is so gorgeous that I just couldn't hesitate. And so I'm going to do exactly the same. I just fell in love with the pattern. She has a lot of my style, let's say, very similar tastes. So I absolutely loved it. And for that reason, we have to credit the people that are creators of these beautiful things. And she's so amazing and a beautiful woman, good heart person. So I'll leave her link below. You could always check it out and put your closed caption on to translate to your language because her tutorials are in Portuguese, obviously. And thank you so much, Maria Jose. You're such a wonderful creator. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is slip stitch knot. Now we're going to do the first one. Slip stitch knot does not count as a stitch. We're going to do 199 chain stitch. So it will be a long, big table, doily table runner. Okay, so 199. I'm going to do mine, and then I'll come back to you at the end of my 199. We do not count this as a row 1. We'll count row 1 when we go into the second phase of it. Okay? Okay, everyone. So I've done my 199 chain. So it's a long one. Okay? Now, put your finger on your 199. We're going to add 1, 2, 3, and 4 more chain. This is going to be a little loop at the end. So we're going to come back to our fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is our 199. Oops. And we're going to do a double crochet. So this little loop will be like a loop, will stay here at the edge. We're going to continue to do 199 double crochet, 1 per space. Okay, so I'm going to do mine 199, and I'll meet you at the end of my chain stitch. Okay, We don't count this one as one. This is just a little curve loop that we need here at the edge. We count from here on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you have your 199. Okay, everyone. So I did my 199 double crochet. We're going to do chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exactly like we did at the beginning. You're going to turn your work and you're going to come in right into the first one with slip stitch. And then we're going to go up 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do a double crochet again, 1 per space, all the way to the other edge. So you're still going to have your total of your 199. Of course, you don't need to count it from now because you're just doing double crochet over double crochet. So you're supposed to have your 199 that we just finished completing. Just make sure you don't miss any of them. Okay, so this loop stays here. I'm going to straighten this a little bit more so I don't have any space here. I don't like spaces in between my, so we're going to close in properly right in the grabbing. I'm going to grab this right here this way so it closes properly. 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 double crochet per space. I don't want to leave any holes there opening. Of course, it's going to get more straightened out on the next row. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I've reached the end, done my 199 double crochets. Now we have that little ring here. Okay. We're going to come inside of the ring and we're going to do 12 double crochets. Remembering what you do on one side, you must do the same thing on the other side. So on the ring on the other side, when you get to it, you have to do your 12 double crochets inside of this ring. Now I've changed my hook to a 3 because I have a very tight stitch and it was very hard for me to go in with 3.5. So much easier with a 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 double crochets. And then we continue 1 double crochet per space until the other edge, and then complete your 12 double crochets in the little loop, the little ring at the end on this side. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we've reached the end. I've closed in, did my 12 double crochets. Now we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 would equal double crochet and 1 for space. I'm going to skip 1 and I'm coming into the second one and do a double crochet. 1 chain, skip 1 into the next one, double crochet. 1 chain, skip 1 into the next one, double crochet. So we're going to create these little blocks all the way to the edge, and I'll meet you at the edge. So double crochet, skip a space, 1 chain, double crochet, skip a space, 1 chain. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've done all my blocks and I've counted them, and I have 99 little blocks. Now we're at the edge. We're going to continue to do 1 chain. Where we have the 12 double crochets, we're not doing, and we're not skipping any double crochet. So you're just doing double crochet over double crochet and 1 chain space between them. So we'll have the 12 double crochets just the same space of 1 chain. And we're going to repeat to do the same thing on the other side. So make sure you have your 99 squares on the other side in case you might have skipped 2 at a time instead of 1, in order to have the proper stitches in. Okay, Now we're going to count this as row 1 because the base here of the 3 rows, we're not going to count it. We're going to count this one of the blockage, row 1, okay? I think it will make it easier on all of us when we're doing counting and things like that. So we are on our 12 one. So now 1 chain, we're coming directly into the sides, 1 chain, and we're going to start skipping. So we did our first one right on top because we didn't skip any on the 12 double crochet. Skip 1 and into the next one. Skip 1 and into the next one. Anyway, you cannot go wrong if you follow directly. It falls right into place, okay? So I'll meet you at the end. So we finished doing row 1, going into row 2, 1, 2, and 3 chain. Inside of the space, we're going to do 1 double crochet. On top of the double crochet, in the space, double crochet. On top of the double crochet from previous row, double crochet. So row 2 will be only double crochets. I'll meet you at the end, at the curve. Okay, remembering what we do on this side, we have to do it on this side. Okay, so we're reaching the corner. We continue to do the same thing. Double crochet in the center and on top of the double crochet from the previous row. Double crochet in the center and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So nothing different here. Okay, so you do the same thing on the other side. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much started row 3. So I closed in with the slip stitch on row 2. I went up 4 chain, 3 for double crochet, 1 for space. We're doing exactly the same thing as row 1. Skip 1, going to the next one, 1 chain. Skip 1, going to the next one, 1 chain. Skip 1, going to the next one. So I've done all of mine. And I'm on the last one here. If you want to put a marker, go ahead so you don't get confused and mistaken. It's going to change a bit here now. So we're on the last one from the side. We're going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to skip the first one that comes in already into the curve. I'm coming into the next one, 1 chain, and right after the next one, okay, 1 chain, I'm going to skip 1, which is on top of the double crochet, which is the second double crochet from the group. I'm going to skip that one and I'm coming into the next one. 1 chain, I'm coming directly right into the next one. 1 chain, I'm going to skip again this one and coming into the next one. 1 chain, I'm not skipping anything. I'm coming in directly into the next space. 1 chain, I'm skipping 1 and I'm coming into the next space. 1 chain, I'm not skipping, I'm coming directly into the next space. So see if it makes sense to you. So right here on the last one, and we skip the first. 1 chain, do the double crochet, 1 chain, go directly right into the second one. 1 chain, skip a space, into the next one. 1 chain, right into the second one. 1 chain, skip a space, into the next one. And this is how we're going to proceed here on the edge, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So skip a space, double crochet, 1 chain into the next space, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a space, double crochet into the next one, one chain, come directly into the next space, one chain, skip a space, one chain, come directly into the next one chain, skip a space, come directly into the next one chain, or should I say skip a space, go into the next one, yes, and then one chain into the next one. So this is the last one from the 12 group. One chain, skip a space, and we continue on. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 2, not skipping spaces, okay? So again, 8 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoops, did I do wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 8 groups into this curve of 2, not skipping one right after the other, then skip one right after the other, then skip one, okay? I'll meet you at the end. You have to do the same thing on the other side. Everyone, so we finish row 3, 1, 2, and 3, of course counting from the squares. Now we're going to do the double crochets exactly like we did here on the sides, one on top of the double crochet and one in the center of the square. So 1, 2, 3, double crochet in the center and double crochet over the double crochet. I'm going to proceed like this until the curve, and I'll meet you at the curve because it changes again. We still have to increase. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so we've reached the end, and this is the last one from the side. That's why I told you if you need to put a marker, then it's best you do so you don't get confused. Okay, so this is my last one. Here we're going to do double crochet, one on top of the double crochet, which is already the first one from the 12 groups. We're going to do 2 inside of this space together, 1 on top of the double crochet, next space, 1 alone inside of the space, next space, 1 double crochet, and inside of the next one, 2 together. One double crochet, next space. So we did 1 alone here. Now we did 2 together here. So 1 alone. It's always one space, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. So double crochet with double crochet. We're going to do 2 together now inside of this space. I'll recap it with you after so you don't get mixed up. 1 double crochet, next space. And you always check, to see which one you have to do next. So 1 alone, 1 double crochet over double crochet, next space, 2 together. 1 double crochet. One alone, 1 double crochet over double crochet, 2 together. 1 double crochet over double crochet, 1 alone, 1 double crochet, 2 together. double crochet, one alone. Okay, so one alone, one double crochet, two together, one double crochet, one alone, one double crochet, and I'm just going to check where I'm at. So basically two together, and double crochet or double crochet. So basically I'm done with the last one from the group, and now you just continue to do one double crochet per space, okay? And then as we've been doing, one double crochet or double crochet. So we're going to recap that just to make sure that you don't get confused. So we are here on the last one from the side. Okay, if you want to put markers, it's best for you. So we finished doing the side one here, one alone, one double crochet, two together in the center, one double crochet, one alone, two together, one alone, two together. So all you have to remember is you have to have two double crochets alone and two together, two double crochets alone, or let me see before I get confused myself. One alone, two together, one alone, no, one space alone, next space, two together, one space alone, next space, two together. That's all you have to remember. Okay, let's go back here again. One alone, in this space, two together. The next blockage, one alone. The next blockage, two together. The next blockage, one alone. The next blockage, two together. I think it's much easier this way. Next blockage, one alone. Next blockage, two together. And you know you have to do your double crochets on top of the double crochet. Okay, so repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, you guys, so I've started row 5. So I closed in row 4 with a slip stitch, did 4 chain, 3 for double crochet, 1 for space. Skip a space, double crochet, skip a space, double crochet. Now, until the end of the pattern, it will always be like this on the sides. One double crochet inside and one on top of the double crochet. And you can't go wrong because they line up. So you have to always make sure that they are lined up in order to look straight. Okay, so I continued. Now here at the edge, we're going to continue to do the same thing. We're going to do double crochet, 1 chain, skip a space, and into the next one. Now, of course, because we have the increase here, it's not going to match up to the ones below, right? It won't match up the same lining because obviously in the edge we have increases. So skip a space exactly like we've been doing. 1 chain, skip a space. 1 chain, skip a space. Until we hit almost at the end. Now when we get here to the last one, we want to make sure that we stay on this line. So you most probably will have to skip 2 spaces at the end to get on top of the double crochet here. Okay, so we can have a straight line to continue on. So that means that we're probably going to have our last one here. Okay, and we'll have to skip 2 spaces to put on top so we can keep following in the same direction, but I'll see as I get there. Okay, Okay, everyone, so apparently it landed pretty good on me, but it can happen that it could have been on the side, so you will have to skip 2. Okay, if it happens to you, then you need to skip 2 to get into that straight line. Okay, and then you continue on by skipping 1, and you know that it's right on top of where we have the other one, so nothing complicated. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to go up chain 3 because we're going to start filling in like the double crochets on the next row. 1 2 3 4 5, so row 6 will be all double crochets, but I'll come back to you on it. Okay, and so going into row 6, as you can see, I put my markers on just to make sure. And remember, I was telling you about coming to the end, we might have to jump 2. Well, on this one I had to jump 2 for some reason, which is fine. Now we're going to continue to do the double crochets. So 3 chain going up, 1 inside of the space always, and then on top of the double crochet until we meet at the edge again. We will have to increase again like we did before by doing 2 together, 2 alone, and then 1 or 2 together, 3 alone, then 2 together, 3 alone. Okay, but we'll get there. So 1 per space inside of the blockage there, the square, and 1 on top of the double crochet. So this always stays the same until the end, like I said, on both sides. I'll meet you at the other edge when we get here. Okay, and we're going to be doing the same thing as we did. We'll be doing the 2 double crochets together, 1 alone, well actually 3 alone and 2 together, 3 alone and 2 together. Okay, so I'll meet you at the other edge. Okay, everyone, so I've arrived at the edge on my last one from the side, and we're going to do inside 1 alone, 2 alone, 3 alone, 1 2 3, let me just check here a minute. Okay, so I was right. So right after our double crochet with the edge, the last one of the edge, the side I should say, 1 double crochet inside, 1 on top, 1 double crochet inside, 1 on top, so we have 4. The next one we're doing 2 together like we did before. On top of the double crochet, 1 alone inside of the space, 1 alone and 1 alone. So we know automatically that we have to do 1 2 3 double crochets alone. You can look at it that way, and 2 together again. 1 alone inside of the space, 1 alone, that's 2 3 and 2 together. So you can count it that way, or you can look, one box is 1 alone, next box 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together. Whatever way works for you, it's fine. Okay, we're going to do that on both sides the same way. I'm going to look at it as 1 2 3 alone and 2 together. For me, I'll look at it that way, but it could be easier for you to look into the box, right? 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 together. So it will give you the same thing. So you'll have 2 in this box, 1 in this box, 2 in this box, 1 in this box, which is 3 double crochets alone, 2 together. I'll meet you at the end. Another way is, because now I've just reached the end, and now on my last one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 alone. So hold on. And that's including, of course, with the one that I've done there, which should not count, but anyway. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 alone, but if we don't count this one, it will be the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right after our marker, which is the same thing. We won't count this one because that's the marker. And right after we finish doing 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can't go wrong, okay? So that's just little tricks to show you, everyone. So I started row 7 with the 4 chain, skip a space, always the same thing as we've been doing on the sides. Come to the end. Now we're going to do the same thing as we did before. So I'm on my last one of the side, 1 chain. We're going to skip a space into the next, 1 chain. Skip a space into the next. So basically we did 2 little squares right after our last from the side. 1 chain, next space, we don't skip any. Remember we did these? 1 chain, skip a space into the next. Remember we had done these down here. 1 chain and into the next. 1 chain, skip a space into the next. 1 chain into the next. 1 chain, skip a space into the next. 1 chain into the next. So we're always going to skip 1 and put 1 right after the other, always with 1 chain space between them, all the way to here, and then the normal, as we've been doing, skip 1. Okay. Okay, you guys, so I'm almost here at the curve, okay? We had started to do the groups, so I have 15 groups, okay, just to make sure. We have to do the same thing, close out the same way as we started. We started with this one and this one alone, right? Or skipping 1 space, I should say. And then 2, one next to the other, the group. 1 chain space, skip a space, 2 next to each other. To the end is the same thing. So I've done 15 groups, let's say. And we have to have 2 alone also, the same way as we started here with the 2 alone. So here's my first alone. I did my 1 chain, I skip here, and this is exactly where my marker is, exactly like the other side. Okay, so 15 groups, and then 15 on the other side. And then the next row is very simple. It's just double crochet over double crochet, 1 inside, double crochet over double crochet, 1 inside. But I'll meet you on the next row. Okay, everyone, so I'm coming into row 8, and I've changed color. I went with a lighter color, like tan, very light tan cream. And we're doing crochet over double crochet, 1 inside, crochet over double crochet, 1 inside, even on the edge. We'll do the same thing, crochet over crochet, one inside. So it's just row 8 of crochets, one in the space, one on top, one in the space, one on top, everywhere, the whole row 8. And I'll come back to you at the end of it to start row 9. Okay, everyone, so finishing up row 8. Now, even the edges is the same thing all the way around. One double crochet inside, one on top, one double crochet inside, one on top. Going into row 9 is very simple. It's the little squares, and we're doing the little squares everywhere the same way, including the edges, by skipping 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip 1 into the next one. Now you know automatically that you're going to follow the rows below, so you can't go wrong. Okay, coming to the edge, the same thing. We're just going to skip 1 into the next one, skip 1 into the next one, right? Because we have increases here, so it's not going to end up on the same, following the same arrow, right? Okay. So very simple, nothing to it. So I'll meet you at the end of row 9, beginning of row 10. So I'm at the edge, and I had mentioned it won't fall in the same place because we increased, but I was getting confused with the other row down here when we had to do the 2 and the 1, the 2 and the 1. It will fall in the same direction because we didn't increase, right? So sometimes my mind, I decided to come back in case you're like, well, she said it's not going to fall in the same direction, but it's falling. That's right. It falls on the same direction as your bottom one now, because the last row we didn't do any increase on it. We just skipped one inside, one out, one inside, one out. Okay? So that's how we're going to continue. Okay, everyone, finish row 9, going into row 10. 3 chain. So we're going to continue to do the 1 double crochet, 1 inside of the space, 1 double crochet, 1 inside of the space until we meet the edge. And then we're going to do again the 2 together and so on. So I'll meet you at the edge, so we'll know what we are doing exactly. Okay? Okay, everyone, so we've reached the edge, and we're going to do 1 double crochet and 1 on top of the double crochet, and we're going to do 2 inside of here and 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet like we did before, 3 alone, 2 together, 3 double crochet alone, 2 together, and then again 3 alone. So basically, after we have our marker, 1 alone, 1 alone. And that would already would count as 3 because we have the marker on it. 2 together, 1 alone, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together. So you can count as 3 alone, 2 together if you don't want to get mistaken. Or you can look into the square, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 10, which is only the double crochets, and of course at the edge you have to put 2 together, then 3 alone, 2 together, 3 alone. Row 11 will be the little blocks again, skipping 1 space. You're going to do the same thing to the edge here. You're going to skip only 1 space, block, skip 1 space, block. Now, it might happen that you get to the end. You might have to skip 2 because we have increases here. It can happen like it did on the other one. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, row 11. We just finished row 11. And I'm going into my brown. Now we're just going to start to finalize the pattern to do the edge. Okay, a few more rows and we're done. So I'm going in with the brown. And I'm going to start exactly where I finished off with the 3 chains going up. So I'm going to do a single because it's a new color, and 2 chains. This would equal a double crochet. Now we're just going to do double crochet like we've been doing, 1 inside of the space and 1 over the double crochet. This will be the same way all the way around, including the edge. There's no increases, so it's just double crochet over double crochet and 1 inside of the square. Okay, so this is row 12. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 12, going into row 13. So I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm going to come back on the same one where we have the chains always going up and doing a single. This whole row will be only singles, single crochet throughout each double crochet. So single crochet for each space all the way around. There's no increase. And then I am going to cut my thread and proceed with the yellow. Okay, so just single crochet all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 14, and I've closed on my last one here that we go up with the chain with a slip stitch. I tucked in my loose ends, and on the same one where we go up with the chain, I'm going to do a single, try to hide my thread at the same time, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one, single. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one, single. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one, single. We're going to do these little loops all the way around the pattern the same way. So it's just loops all the way around. Coming here, we're going to close in on the first single with a slip stitch, and then we're going to work inside of the loops. I'll meet you at the end. This is row 14. Okay, everyone, so we finish row 14, going into row 15. Now at the end, counting my 4, I had 1 extra, so I jumped to the 5th instead of the 4th. So if you come across that, just jump 4 and going to the 5th, which I did here. I jumped 1, 2, 3, 4. I came into the 5th and then had my 4. We're going to come inside of this ring here, this loop with a single and 2 chain. Inside of this loop, we're going to do a total of 10 double crochets. That's including the single and 2 chain we went up. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to come directly into the next loop with a single. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm coming into the next loop with a single. So I have one loop. We're going to have a total of 2 loops, okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4 into the next loop with a single. So now I have my 2 loops, and I'm coming directly on the next one and doing my 10 double crochets again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to repeat the same way, come directly again into the next loop, 1, 2, and 3, 4 chain, into the next loop with a single, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, into the next loop with a single. So we're going to have 2 loops, and then come directly into the next loop with the 10 double crochets. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way, always having 2 loops. Okay, so we start with 10 double crochets directly into the first loop with a single, 4 chain into the second loop with a single, 4 chain into the third loop with a single, and directly into the next loop with 10 double crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing. Now when I came to the end, I understand why I had an extra one that I jumped. Remember I told you I've jumped to the 5th? That means I was missing one, because I'm missing one here. So what did I do in order to get my 2 loops in? And that might happen to you. You do your 4 chain and you just close it in where the single is, and then your 4 chain, and then do your single here and go directly, so we can have the 2 loops, okay? And I should have counted from the start, but I didn't. So you have to have odd numbers. So that means I have 141 loops. Okay, well, you're supposed to have 141 loops. Okay, I was missing 1 loop. So I just added on there. No biggie, no problem. I'm going to count now how many of these motifs I have to make sure that if you're doing my size, to make sure you have the same amount. Just give me a second. Okay, everyone, so I've counted how many of these I have, and I have 36. Apparently, we're supposed to have 38 for some reason. I don't know, but I have 36. That's fine with me. No biggie. So you might have 38, and if you do, well, then you're on the right path. Okay. I'm gonna come in. Which row are we in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're coming into row 16. I'm coming in with my tan color, my cream color. Oops, almost knocked down my mobile. Okay, so on my last loop here, I'm gonna do a single. And I'm gonna come in from behind on the first double crochet. Okay, we're coming in from behind and into the back and doing double crochet, 1 chain, trying to hide my thread here at the same time, from behind again, double crochet, 1 chain, from behind. For some reason I'm not catching my, okay, no problem, I'll tuck it in afterwards. Okay, so come in from behind into the front and into the back and do your double crochet. I'll just tuck in afterwards the little edge here of the thread, and then 1 chain, and again repeat the same thing from behind to the front to the back, 1 chain again. So this row I'm going to do with this tan color, and then I'm going into the multi-red, white, and not red, multi-yellow, sorry, white and yellow on the next row. Pretty much why I'm doing the yellows is to match up with my rosebuds, okay? Okay, so one chain, coming into the last one. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to come directly into my first loop with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain, come into the next loop, single. And again, you're going to come directly from behind on your first one here of the double crochet and do your double crochet. Of course, my hands are stretched out to do the recording, so it's kind of hard for me to be doing it this way, but it is what it is. Double crochet, one chain, and again from behind to the front to the back, one chain, and again. So you're going to have the 10 double crochets just the same with one chain space. We're just doing this little effect on the pattern. Okay, so you're going to end up with one loop only. I'll meet you at the end. Just came across where I went wrong, so you have to be careful because it can happen to you. So basically when we did the yellow one, we jump into the next loop with a single, and you see I jumped right away into the next one with another single. I didn't do my 4 chain to go in here. That's why I was missing. Now it makes sense. The pattern's always right. Okay, so just be careful. I'm going to leave it that way now. I'm not going to take it down. That's fine, because I do have even numbers, no problem, as far as these go. So I jumped single and then single, which is wrong. I was supposed to jump into the first loop with a single, do the 4 chain, and then jump in here with a single, and I missed it. Okay, so this is where I went wrong. Make sure that you check yours before you continue on and have odd numbers as far as the loops here, okay, in order to get the right amount in, okay? Okay, everyone, so I finished row 16, going into row 17. We're almost there. So I'm coming in. Again, we're repeating the same thing as we just did. I'm coming in my loop here that we just finished. And I'm coming in with the multicolored yellow and white. So I'm coming behind again, the first one. These are back posts. And doing the double crochet. This time 2 chain. Coming in behind the next one, back post, 2 chain. Coming in behind the next one, we're going to have again 10 double crochets, 2 chain, come from behind again. So it's exactly the same thing as we just finished doing. 2 chain, of course you can use whatever colors you like. I think it looks beautiful when you match the rosebuds, the flowers. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We come directly into the loop with the single, oops, and continue again. Back post, 2 chain. Back post, 2 chain. Okay, so we're going to continue to do that all the way to the end. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, back with the brown. We're on our last row, and we're going to go inside of the first little square here between the first and second double crochet with a single. Next space, single, 1, 2, and 3, back in with a single. So we're doing sort of like peacocks without being a peacock, right? Because we're not closing it in. You can if you want to. Single in the next space. 1, 2, 3. Single. Next space. Single, 1, 2, 3. Chain, of course. And back with a single. So we have now, let's say, 3 little loops, 3 little peacocks, if you want to call them peacocks. They're not peacocks, but anyway. Single on your, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4 on your 5th square, right? This is the first, only with a single. And then the second we have the peacock, the third we have the peacock, the fourth we have the peacock, and now this one we're going to do 7 chain. 2, if you want to keep it the same size, go ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Come back in with a single. So you're going to have 3 on one side and 3 on the other. Single, 1, 2, and 3 chain. Come back in. Next space. Single, 3 chain, not chin. Sorry, I guess I'm tired. Next space. 1, 2, 3, and back in. And on your last one, we're going to do just a single. Okay, so one, 2, 3, and then 7 chain. 1, 2, 3, and then on your last one, single. Now I'm going to come in to the center here, and I'm going to do a front post like that, and then I'm going to come right back in our first square and single. 1, 2, 3, and continue to do the same thing again. Next space, single, 3 chain, single. Next space, single, 3 chain, and single. So I want to make sure I have this right. We don't want to skip any of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So hold on a second. Gotta make sure that this is part of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's right. And then the next one on your 5th one here, we're doing the 7 chain. Single, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come back in, single. Next space, single, 1, 2, 3. Come back in, single. Next space, single, 1, 2, 3 chain. Come back in. Next space, 1, 2, 3, come back in, and then our, let's see if I got this right, 1, 2, 3, and then single, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I made a mistake somewhere here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what is the problem here? Because I'm probably on top of the one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to have the 3 and then 5, then 1, 2, 3. That's right. I don't know why I went wrong. 2, 3. Next space. 1, 2, 3. Next space. 1, 2, 3. And next space. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just check this again. Okay, I know what I'm doing wrong. Because we're not supposed to be doing the the first one a single, not a picot. That's why it's not working out. Sometimes it's just a lack of concentration, right? So the first one's a single. We don't do it. 1, 2, 3. Next space. Single. 1, 2, 3. Next space. Single. 1, 2, 3. Would make more sense now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on your fifth one is the 7 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you continue on again with the 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we don't do picots on the first. So it's a single, and the last one's a single. And then we're going to come directly into this one here, where we have the loop. And I'm going to do front post. And then again, you come in with a single, and then next space, single, and you start your chains again. Okay, so this is pretty much what it looks like. I think it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Thanks so much to Marie-José. She's amazing. I'll leave everything below in the description box. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to block it once I'm done, let it dry very well, stretch it very well, so then I can apply all of the rosebuds and leaves and all that stuff. Now my table's too small for me to glue it in, but what you should do is get your design, you know, the way you want to have it designed. Once I do glue it in, I will come back and I will show you every little detail in case you want to put or place all of your leaves and all of that the same way as I'm going to do it. Okay, so after I'm done this, I'm going to block it, let it dry, and then come back with a hot gun. And I'm going to glue everything, then come back to you guys and show you, because I can't stretch it here enough for me to lay it out, because these pieces of the leaves and all that, they're pretty big, right? So it's going to take too much room, and I don't have enough room here on my table for that. But I will come back and show you the details so you can have an idea once I've dried everything out. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, everyone, so I've been gluing them on. I'm on my floor because it is really long and I have to, you know, stretch it out. I already had blocked it, dried it, and now I just finished gluing them on. Still maybe a few pieces here and there that I have to pass a little bit more of the glue, but just to give you an idea. Now you might want to take maybe a picture to see, because I had put this one this way. The 2 flowers, the leaves, which you can see is different color because I want it to pop out. I have the flowers of 2 different colors also, the yellow and then the multicolored. And then the 2 leaves on the side. And of course, as you glue, you straighten them out. As you glue, you straighten them out, because obviously, you know, they're not straight when you crochet them, okay? I will have a little video at the end. I'm going to put it on my dining room table, and I'm going to film it a bit so you guys can see. It is pretty long. All the measurements and everything will be below in the description box. How much thread more or less that I've used. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is a beautiful pattern out of, the amazing Marie Jose. Amazing, amazing person. Her link will be below also. And thank you, everybody. Please give a thumbs up, make your comments, suggestions. Let me know what you think about this pattern. And if you would like me to create a smaller one, let me know and I will do it. If not, if I don't get feedback to create the small one, then I'm not going to. It's a lot of work, especially on the leaves and flowers. But, if you want something beautiful and delicate, this is what it is. Anyway, take care, everyone. I send you much love, much hugs. And please consider donating to the women in need. And we humbly thank you. Until next time, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.